Forest skills. Benefits of outdoor play. Physical health benefits. Increased oxygen levels outside, increased brain function. Increased gross motor movement, reduces chance of obesity, and increases bone density, reducing chances of osteoporosis. Sunlight increases vitamin D production and increased resilience to illness. Mental health benefits. Spending time in green spaces reduces cortisol, which is a stress chemical, levels in the brain, and therefore has a calming influence. The reduction in cortisol also increases receptivity for building neural pathways, learning, in the brain. Social benefits. Research suggests that in natural play areas, the leaders tend to be the most intelligent and imaginative. When playing outside, communication, team building, and language skills are developed. Risk awareness. Playing outside allows children to learn about risk assessment and risk taking. Children that are exposed to acceptable levels of risk at a young age are less likely to make bad judgments in the future. Behaviour. Due to the calming effect on the brain and the increase in physical space outside, improved behaviour is often noticed. Research has taken place into ADHD and the outdoors, as ADHD symptoms are not as apparent when children are playing in a natural space. Physical development. The forest school setting gives young children space and freedom within defined boundaries. It gives them the opportunities to run, balance, jump and climb, and consequently helps them to become more spatially aware. Physical challenges such as tree climbing, shelter building, and obstacle courses give younger children the opportunity to experiment with their changing size and strength. They are given the opportunity to develop their fine and gross motor skills by handling things appropriately. For example, moving logs, playing past the pine cone, climbing trees, whittling wood, and tying knots. Intellectual development. The forest school environment is the perfect setting for the development of an inquiring mind. The journey to the country park, the walk to the forest school site, and the setting itself provides endless opportunities for young people to ask questions. Whose footprints are these? Why do the leaves turn a different colour? The regularity of forest school sessions enables young people to experience seasonal changes and consequently make comparisons. The forest school practitioner will not spend a session teaching about a particular subject, but instead weave the learning process into a story or activity. Language and linguistic skills. Forest School promotes communication skills. It provides the opportunity for young people to express their feelings, ideas, thoughts and needs orally through exploratory and imaginative play and creative activities. By having direct contact with the natural world and being able to experience things firsthand, the forest school area can spark a young person's natural curiosity and provide ideas and observations to share through language. Emotional development. The outdoor environment provides the time, space, peace and freedom for young people to establish deep thought processes. Safety games encourage young people to take responsibility, show concern for one another. Review and reflection time encourages them to consider the impact other people have on them and the environment. So what are forest skills? An awareness of nature, the seasons, the names of forest animals and the types of trees. Health and safety, dangers to be encountered, risk assessments, poisonous plants and berries, knowing boundaries and safe procedures, and taking care of the environment. An awareness of nature, looking at all the different seasons, so spring, summer, autumn and winter, and the changes that happen, what grows when, and things to look out for. The names of forest animals, birds and animals that live in a forest, and talking about hibernation. Types of trees they might see, leaves and fruits. Identify the trees and what their leaves look like. Do they bear fruit? Health and safety. Dangers to be encountered. What are the dangers? And make it site specific. Have risk assessments in place. And think about the poisonous plants and berries. Knowing boundaries and safe procedures. Rules are set out before getting to the destination, and children are taught how far they can go and what boundaries there are. Taking care of the environment. Don't eat berries or mushrooms. Take any rubbish with you and report any issues arising from visits, like hanging branches. What else can forest skills do? Building self-confidence. Young people have the time to become familiar and confident within their forest school setting and accustomed to the routines associated with it. Once the boundaries are known, there is time for freedom of thought and the opportunity to take acceptable risks. Confidence may be boosted by learning new skills. For example, how to build a shelter, how to toast a marshmallow in the fire, or overcoming a fear or dislike. Fire building should be done by a fully trained forest school practitioner. Schemas and forest school activities. For rotation, dropping stones in the water to make ripples, games around the fire and mixing ingredients for campfire cooking. For circulatory, counting tree rings, stirring muddy mixtures and making dream catchers. For enclosure or enveloping, rolling in leaves, den making, making a fairy bed, collecting leaves and stones and treasure hunts. For connection, tying knots, making bracelets, kites and daisy chains. For containment, filling and collecting wood for the fire in a bag, pouring water into containers, or filling dens with leaves, woodland furniture. Transportation, transporting a story from one place to another, moving across rope bridges and floating things downstream. And trajectory, tracking, looking at levers, pulleys, ropes and string, boundaries and woodland obstacle courses. Feeding fire and making jewellery, woodland furniture and using lashings. Children generally have an appetite for nature and the outdoors. We need to foster this enjoyment, and making use of the outdoors provides opportunities for children to use all their senses and to enjoy a greater sense of freedom and independence. It can also reduce children's concerns about the environment. Interacting and playing outdoors enables children to learn some of the skills needed for adult life. They develop an appreciation of the environment and acquire a better understanding of their community. It is proven that outdoor play improves children's physical, mental and emotional development. Altogether, the Green Classroom provides a better learning experience as it is multisensory, involving 3 different types of activity: kinesthetic, visual and auditory, therefore meeting children's learning styles. What are forest skills? Things we want children to learn across all 7 areas of the EYFS in the outdoor environment. Personal, social and emotional development. Caring for living things in the environment. Noticing changes in the world around us. Changing colour and changing growth. Forest scavenger hunt. Ask the children if they can find something prickly, something smooth or hard, something yellow or heart-shaped, something soft, shiny, waxy, round or bendy. Communication and language and literacy. Names of spring flowers. Discuss birds and building nests. And link this to stories such as The Hungry Caterpillar. Physical development. Climbing, running, rolling, pulling, jumping, crawling, gathering and drawing. Testing their bodies and capabilities. Literacy. Going on a bear hunt, going on a tiger hunt. The Gruffalo. Room on the Broom, Teddy Bear's Picnic, Where's My Teddy? These are all stories that you can link activities to in the outdoor environment. You can also do some mark making using twigs and sticks or stones. Mathematics. Counting, making patterns, having collections of things and grading and sorting. Understanding the world. Go on a sensory walk. Go on a mini beast hunt. Have observations and recording wildlife and trees, etc. Observing nests. Use of magnifying glasses to notice detail. And pond nipping and observation of pond life. Maybe do some tree rubbing as well. Expressive art and design. Colour work. Spring and autumn colours. Drawings of flowers or trees, etc. that they see. And maybe going on a scavenger hunt to find materials such as twigs, leaves, feathers for a natural collage. Some other ideas. Flint and chalk for writing on or mark making. Sticks for storytelling. Leaves to write words on or letters and numbers. Planting and growing. Treasure boxes of natural objects for observing and classifying. Using tools such as a bow saw, a palm drill, with supervision obviously. Make natural mobiles. Den building, camping, pulleys and balancing logs. Thank you for listening.